This is a video about how to make this zigzag pattern, how to lay it out on the blank ball. I've got some examples here. The zigzag pattern leaves you with a star on each end. So basically I'm going to lay down lines. I'm going to have an equator, sort of, and the tropics of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, if you think of your globe. And then these longitudinal lines. And from laying out these lines, we'll be able to then lay out the zigzag pattern. So first I'm going to lay out these guidelines. And we begin as usual by making a line. We're going to draw the equator. We're going to just take a little back stitch here. And try to make sure it's as equal as possible. Just eyeball it. I got a little off there, didn't I? Didn't quite go around. So I'm gonna yeah, that meets up pretty good. All right, so there's an equator that goes around the ball. Now I'm going to do these parallel lines. You have to take smaller stitches. I usually get around a ball with about 3 stops, but you have to take smaller ones when you do a parallel line because you need a little more control over where that ball or where that line falls. Okay, now I'm going to make the second. This would be latitude, right? Sorry about the movement there. All right. Now we want to make the longitudinal lines on our globe. I've got to get up to what I think is probably the pole. I think that's probably good right there. And if you're not good at eyeballing things, you can use these quilting pins or any kind of pin that has a head that you can see, because we want to divide this circle in 6 pieces. Well, basically draw 3 lines. So I'm going to just guess. You don't need to be terribly precise, but it does help to have something. And of course, this one's going to be opposite that. I think those are pretty good. I think maybe this one. So now I'm going to go down along, I'm going to go down to this pin. I'm going to go over to this one. Across to that. And over to that. And I think that's pretty good. I'm going to call that good. And now I'm going to extend those lines to the other side. Maybe do a little back stitch here to tack that down pretty securely. But this line should go all around the ball and meet up on the other side. Should go through what is kind of the polar point on the other side. Does match up nicely, so we're good. Sorry again about the camera movement. This one. If you can eyeball a line that goes all the way around the ball and do it in thirds, more power to you. This is just one way of doing this. By no means the only or best. And this should go around the ball. Tack it down here at the pole. And yeah, it meets up nicely, just barely. All right, now I have the 6 triangles sort of, and the 3 parallel lines. Now, how do we get from here to here? I'm going to make lines that zigzag like this. So I have a middle point between here and here, and then I have some points here on each of the longitudes. So let's just get right into the middle of this, between these 2 points here. I'm going to take a little stitch to tack that down, and I'm going to lay my lines down like that, going down to this point. Now I'm going to find the middle point up at the top here. It's just a little bit of a stitch there. And that's going to, let's try to make a little there. Okay. Maybe I want to go a little to the, okay. There we go. Meet back up where we started. And there's your zigzag pattern. With a 6-point star. Now, of course, the only line you're going to stitch against is this bold line here. The white here goes against it, the black. And pretty soon as you grow your work this way, you end up with a very distinct star on either side. Just as you get to the points, try to keep them sharp, don't let them get rounded, and you'll end up with a satisfactory star in the end. So that's how you draw the zigzag pattern, or how I draw the zigzag pattern. Good luck.